Good morning. It is a Monday. You weren't ready for that much excitement, were you, Jamie? Come
No,
on.
I was like,
Who was that? People say I think you and I had this conversation. We had this conversation that, like, you don't get the authentic Jen. Nobody does, right? Like, when you're in by yourself, you are who you are, but we all, like, put forth a version of ourselves. It doesn't mean that
yeah.
we're fake, right? But that wasn't a
Mhm.
personality at all. That was not Jen at
I
all.
know
That
it's
was
like you were trying on something. You were trying on a personality that so did not work for you. It's like, nope, that one's going to the recycle bin.
especially not Monday mornings, right? So
Well, when you're talking about your business plan and people start talking to you about your brand, it really sort of turns you into a narcissist because you start to think about like, well, who am I? Am I like a Goop kind of a person? Am I more of like I don't even know, an Oprah kind of like, what is your brand? What is your flavor or whatever? And so then you go to do a live stream and you're like, because who are you now if you're supposed to be some brand? So it starts to get a little bit tricky, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't struggle with it as much, I don't think, because I feel like as a romance writer, it's so much easier just to be my brand. Like, I just make my brand me because I can write
'Cause
comedies,
you like
snarky,
romance
and I like
and you're
romance.
into your genre, so you don't have a struggle with being sorta schizophrenic like I am writing all over genre places, right?
Yes, that
Yeah.
probably has a huge effect on it, is you
Mhm.
are all different kinds of genres. So if
Yeah.
you can just figure out your brand, like, being uniquely you, but, like, again, like we talked about before, the you that everyone else gets to see. Like, no, people don't see the inside, Jen. You're not gonna see me at my worst. Like, I mean, no makeup today. I look really tired, but that's still not my worst. And I did curl my hair, but I was telling Jamie beforehand, it's because after Friday, after curling my hair for the episode, the podcast episode, my hair stayed silky smooth the rest of the weekend, like, not tangly and frizzed out, and so I'm just gonna take the
Well,
rest
was
of
that what you wanted to talk about before we
No,
started sprinting?
no, we only have 1 minute. So, no, I ordered a couple bookcases. I had bookcases in my office that wouldn't fit right, and my office had all those boxes in it, and it was just a mess, and I've been slowly kinda working through it. Well, the bookcases I ordered were smaller, just cheap ones, and they were supposed to come in on this coming Wednesday. They came Sunday. Got them in place. My office is almost completely unpacked. It's not how I want it long term, but at least it's, like, usable, and it's just so much nicer to come down here and be like, "My office." I got a new setup here to put my stuff on. It includes
Nice.
drawers, and
Yeah,
it
it's
feels good.
really nice if you have a spot that is designated for your work, even if it's just a corner of the room.
Yeah. Are you in
Mhm.
your box that your husband built you?
I am Employee of the Year for
Employee
2020. Stash Hirschberger made this sound box. He finished it just in the nick of time to qualify for Employee of the Year 2020, our first one. And competition shooting right out the gate. He's already being a stellar employee. He's been in the studio already recording for me. So
That's so awesome. Are your other employees, AKA your children, like, jealous at all? Are they striving to get it next year?
I'm not sure that the prize is really motivating. I think they prefer the less that I talk about them on the podcast, the better. So I think I might have to think of some other way to motivate them to participate and be in the running.
I don't know if anyone else was watching the podcast last week. I thought that prize was pretty amazing. That was, like,
Well, I made the
stellar,
letters backwards thinking that they would be backwards, and then they
right?
were not backwards
I know
because
somebody pointed that out. They're like, "But it's backwards," and because I didn't really read it, I just because I was doing other things, and I'm like, "It shouldn't be backwards. This app makes
I
sure things
know.
are
And
backwards."
my husband's like, "That's for a mirror, not a camera." And I'm just like, "That's why you're employee of the year and
Yeah.
I'm not."
Selfie cameras do things backwards, but these cameras are this app that we use, like, that was
This goes
hilarious.
to show you how hopeless it's been for me to learn all of this stuff. So if I can do it, you can too.
This is very true. Very, very true. Okay, you ready to do our first sprint?
Ready?
I know you're only here for a couple with us,
Yep.
so
See you
let's
in 25.
yeah, share screen, get some music going for us, some alpha waves, get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's our first sprint. It was on mute. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, done.
Well, that was a disaster.
Why?
There's something wrong with my Scrivener.
What?
I thought it was my new mouse. Or so did I show you my new keyboard?
I think you showed me. I don't think you showed everyone.
I kind of wanted to wait for this week, but like, it not only is it pretty, but can you see it's round, like the old typewriters, and you get that satisfying. But the mouse is kind of, I'm not used to it yet. It's I don't know, and so I thought it was the mouse that was like being glitchy, but no, it's my Scrivener. So I think I need to restart. But if I restarted during the sprint, you guys would lose music and everything, even though it would still be going on. So I think what I'll do at the beginning of this next sprint, I'm going to restart. Jamie will just be silent, and then when I come back in, I'll slowly kind of add music up so it doesn't sound so weird. So,
all right.
Teresa says, "I'm here now. I'm not sure how I let myself forget this when I sent my last this morning. I'm going to handwrite the rest of the sprint." Well, handwriting sprints are awesome. It actually works really well for me when I'm having a hard time getting started.
Yeah, break everything loose.
Yeah, it sure does. How'd it go for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know, like I made progress, I guess. Good. When the first sprint is always me trying to figure out where I'm at and what I'm doing. So mission accomplished. I sort of know where I'm at and what I'm doing now.
Sounds
Getting
good.
the document open, rereading back the old stuff, you know.
Very cool. I didn't know if I was gonna get a whole lot of words in today anyway, because this weekend mulling over my story, I think there's 1 or 2 scenes that I'm gonna change the point of view.
Oh, interesting.
But it won't show numbers as far as how many words I'm getting, right? So what I was doing was I was just going in through one of those chapters and highlighting all the parts that would have to be changed, because when there's a lot of dialogue, it's surprising how little you have to change. Like
Yeah.
the internal, it's not as much internal there. So, I was going through and doing that, and it just stopped letting me do that, and it started acting really glitchy, and, like, I restarted a couple times, even went to Taskmaster and, like, Manager Taskmaster, and, like, tried hard starting it, like, whatever, but I don't know. So we'll restart my computer, and we'll see how that goes. So,
Yikes. Well, you're
yeah,
gonna be doing that during the next sprint, so it'll just be, my face
at
for a
first,
little bit,
yeah, my
so
computer
nobody panic, and then you'll be back, and then I'll be taking off, after this one, so I'll say my goodbyes and be taking off at
who
night.
who would panic at seeing your beautiful face? Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
well, and then I probably look confused too because 'cause I'm not looking at myself while I'm looking, probably staring at the computer like this.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like when you're I love it when we're doing a sprint and we don't look at each other, then all of a sudden I'll look at the camera and, like, you guys will be like and you're, like, trying to work some problem out, but it's just so awesome, like, to be, like, a little fly on the wall for each other. It's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my goodness, I'm yawning today, it's so bad, pardon me. Ah!
it's Monday. It
Knock
is Monday.
stuff off.
So, I kinda wanna give you guys, like, a little view of the office, but you didn't see the before, so it still looks messy, so you won't be like, "Yay, good job, Jen."
But I could tell because you're so smiley, it's worth it just to see you be like, "Oh, I'm so happy that it's so much better now."
Much better. It's so much less stressful walking in here, and as I'm unpacking, I found this little gem.
Aw, is it a pet rack?
My JoJo made it for me, I think in 2nd grade. She's so proud of herself.
Aw, it's so cute.
So it always sits on my desk. I
Oh
don't
my
have
goodness.
papers to fly away. That's what we used to have them for, right? Like paperweights and stuff, but
Mhm.
everything's digital now, so if I
Mhm.
cannot get my Scrivener working, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know
Or
what
my
you're
I
gonna
guess I
maybe
could
you'll have
scan
to
it.
write by hand like
I
Teresa.
will. Maybe that's a good idea. I realized after our sprint on the podcast on Friday, I feel like that's what's missing from my writing right now is where I just stop for a moment in that micro scene and really craft it, right? When I sprint, I really just kind of like take one little moment and do it. So then like I get the snark and I get the description. Like I just feel like that the beauty of that still needs to be edited, right? But like feel like now I'm just like some of my chapters I'm just like it's not this bad, but it feels like to me, then this happened, then that happened, then this happened. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
You're
not that
you're a
bad.
you're a better writer than you were when you wrote that draft, that's all. And now you're editing
No,
yourself.
no, I'm writing. I'm talking about what as I'm writing Ryan and Marjorie's story. Sometimes I just get going where I just get into, like
Oh, yes.
so I
Well,
need to
yeah.
stop.
Well, yeah.
I need
Mhm.
to stop in a moment and, do some, like so maybe I should, like, come with sprints ready, like, some topics ready, right? I don't always wanna do that because I know where I'm headed, and so I don't wanna be distracted by that. That's my
Mhm.
personality, right? But maybe I should do that occasionally. So maybe one sprint a morning at least will do, like, some sort of maybe I'll pull out our book, and I'll pull a sprint from our book.
Yeah,
Hmm,
that could work. I mean, I would be willing to do a sprint.
so, alright, we'll see.
What time are we supposed to start this next one?
8:30, but it seems like this has been a very long break. It's
It
only
says
8:28 right now.
8:32 on my clock. Is your clock wrong?
Maybe it's my whole computer that's all screwed up.
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
It still says 8 mine says 8:28 still. No wonder it seemed like it was forever. Alright, let's get going on this.
All right, you're
Alright,
gonna disappear. I'll see you in a bit.
okay, I'm gonna get us started over here though first. Okay.
Three, two, one.
Three, two, one.
Oh, pardon me. Goodness gracious, the yawning has to stop. Blah.
Got my Scrivener working.
Yay! Do you have any idea what the issue was, or?
No, no idea. So then I opened up my planning doc that I have in Word, and
What?
it didn't save. I don't know what
What?
happened. I've planned out like a ton of stuff. I was all ready to rock and roll and move on with this book. Gone. So then I went to info and tried to do document history or whatever it is. And because I didn't have it in autosave, because autosave kept screwing me up. It kept like saving, like, and when I'd be writing and it would start saving and it would freeze everything. And so I turned it off, and
This tech stuff is so frustrating.
it's
My
just my own
computer is
stupidity.
insisting on saving everything to OneDrive, no matter how many times I try to be like, stop
Mhm.
saving stuff there. And then
That's
it's
the
like,
problem.
yeah, your OneDrive is full. It's like Microsoft trying to be all tricky, talking everybody into buying extra storage on their OneDrive by filling it up, but it just makes me aggravated. It doesn't make me want to buy OneDrive.
Well, the thing is that like that's my thing is that like my OneDrive is not full, but that whole OneDrive thing, that was what was screwing me up. And so I turned it off temporarily, and I save all the time. I don't know how this happened, because if you remember this book from 2 years ago, maybe even 3, it was my nano project, and Word crashed, and I lost about 70% of what I'd written, and I just walked away from nano that
Yeah, I
month.
remember.
So now I'm like so super frustrated right now. I'm just gonna put this story away right now, and
I don't blame you. What are you gonna do with your next sprint then?
I'm gonna edit Phoebe. That's all I can do. I'm so like, honestly, I spent that sprint mostly searching for cork boards on Hobby Lobby and Amazon so that I could have a place to put this part here. Which I knew as I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm wasting time. I should be writing, but I'm so mad right now. I'm gonna spend some money.
Yeah, and really, it isn't wasted if it helps you get to a place where your process is where you can relax and not have to have anxiety, because the anxiety that you might lose your work is going to bottleneck you. So it's
Yes.
important that you get these things all figured out. It is important, you
And
know. I
I
mean,
did go through looking for handwritten stuff. I thought, "Didn't I handwrite this out first?" But I
yeah.
couldn't find anything. So, anyway, yeah, absolutely agree to all of that, so.
All right. Well, I'm going to say
Alright.
TTFN, and I will see all you babes. I don't know, Wednesday, I guess, right?
Yes.
Or tomorrow for newsletter chat in the morning.
Yes, 9 AM tomorrow,
9 a.m.
newsletter chat with Jamie and Jen.
Oh, I'm going to cough. See you later.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Alright, you guys, let's do this. Sorry that I'm all, like, about my morning, but this is real Jen that you're getting, mostly real Jen that you're getting. Alright, here's our next sprint.
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
That was weird.
3, 2, 1. Done. 2, 1. Done.
I'm not sure why it keeps doubling up like that, but we are done with this sprint. So I switched over to editing, and that actually went well for me. So I'm glad I did that. I feel pretty good. I'm at a really hard part that I'm trying to figure out my editor what she's trying to say. And I think one of the problems is she said, I'm gonna stand up. You should too. I think she was trying to say she wanted me to edit something to differentiate that there was a difference between Michigan State troopers and Michigan State constabulary. And that's a problem because there's not a difference. So if she was thinking that there was a difference, and I had to go back in, and that's a huge edit because throughout the whole book I use them interchangeably, because at this time in history is when they kind of slowly went from being called constabulary, the constables, to being called troopers, the troops. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated right now. What do you think, Rocky? Do you have any ideas? No, I'm out of luck. So maybe I'll just go in and do a search for trooper and troopers and troops and just change it all to constable, because like honestly, who's gonna know, right? Like here's the thing with historical writing, especially romance. You got to be accurate to a certain point. People are readers are willing to take a little bit of your kind of slice of history. So like you can play with dates a little bit without being ridiculous. And I've done that a little bit with like, oh, like things I mentioned in the stories may not have happened for a couple more, like not things. I mean like drinks and stuff and things like that. Like I try to keep my dates as close to possible. But all right, Teresa, let's see. Teresa says, could you have a character explain that that's what's happening early on? I did. And so I don't know if that part got edited out or if it just isn't enough for the reader to hold on to that and remember that later. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point though. So I have to go back and look at that. See, this is why this book is so hard. Like it's not just editing like the words and like, oh, I misspelled that, or oh, I should have a hyphen there. Like it's not that. It is this kind of stuff. And it is because it is the first book I ever wrote. So it is the ugliest book I ever wrote. But unfortunately, I sandwiched an entire series around this book. So I have to put it out. Otherwise, I probably would not. I'd probably be like, you know what? It was an experience and I just won't share it. But I have to. So we'll see. How did you do that sprint, Teresa? Are you writing? We got another minute yet before our last sprint. So I'm curious to see how you're doing. I haven't even asked. So sorry. Been so self-centered this morning. It's all about Jen. Welcome to the Jen Show. Not how I want it. How did you do? What are you working on? Are you writing? What's going on? Let's see. She says that maybe the editor missed it. Maybe have a beta, see what they think. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea because the trooper thing could be done later. Like I could do that at the very end, right before I give it to my copy editor, right? So yeah, that's not a bad idea. And I don't really do betas, but I do have a kind of one beta reader. I guess I have a couple, but all right. Teresa says, good. I finished a short little story. Yay. So are you still with me or are you done for the day since you finished something? It's hard for me once I finish something to like keep going, though I know I should because this is my time. Sometimes I'll move on to like business things. Like there are things business wise I have to do today, but it won't be until later because at 10 o'clock after this sprint, homeschooling starts. So we're starting a new unit. Kind of excited about it. I'm kind of excited, kind of not, but because my youngest daughter doesn't want to do it. It's the human body, and I think she's just really worried that it's me grossed out. She's gonna be grossed out. So it's supposed to be for all ages, but maybe not. We'll see. All right, here we go. Our last sprint. Let's make it a good one.
3, 2, 1, go.
done. 4 sprints, ladies and gents. Good work. So I got an entire scene edited. I'm very happy about that. I really want to do 2 more scenes so I can call this chapter checked, but homeschooling time. So Teresa says, when I asked her if she was going to stay with me, she said I had hand wrote it, so I think I'll type it. Awesome. So sounds good. I'm not going to chatty chat for a whole lot here because I've got lots of things I want to get done, and hopefully I'll get back to some editing today is my goal. So I hope you guys all did great this morning. Thanks for putting your career first for a couple hours and for yourself. So until Wednesday, don't forget tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. is newsletter chat if you're interested. And if not, we will see you Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. to do this all over again. Bye.